Hello, and I'm going to do something really clever. I'm going to record video 601 before video 600. So at this point you'll be seeing it after, but it's fine. It makes sense. It's okay. And we're going to take a review. We're going to do a review, and I've got my able assistant over here. Say hello.
Hello.
There we go. We're going to do a review of, because it's so very precious to me. Didn't work so well because I hit the floor there. Transformers, Bumblebee movie, Voyager, Studio Series probably, whatever prefix, Thrust. This was very, very generously donated, or given, I don't know if donated is the right word, but it was given to me by the one true dark god himself, Balucious. And, yeah. So, let's talk about the figure. Anyone like video 600 yet? Put it in the comments, all that stuff, you know. Subscribe, that's always good. People who aren't, you know, which is like 90% of you. Okay, anyway. This is a vehicle mode vehicle that has separated many, many, many people. Some people think it's awesome. Some people think it's weird. Some people think it's downright stupid. And the people like me who go, it's fine. I can accept it. It's, you know. Dog, don't knock the tripod. Go away. Ah, there. Wait, you stop knocking the tripod, you absolute fool. Take your time, go away. Right, okay. Sorry. So, we've got what seems to be a very strange stylized Tetrajet mixed with some kind of Klingon bird of prey from Star Trek. If anyone's a fan of Star Trek, they've got like the little planes with the curved wings and this. Looks like this. Yeah, so it's got the wings angled down, the pointy nose, and that all looks very cool. That's all fine. And then you turn it upside down, and you're like, oh, yeah, and then it's just got this giant, I don't know, pregnancy belly. What do you think of that? Does it look cool, or? Yeah? Give me a bit more description than cool.
It looks like a bee.
Looks like a bee?
Yeah.
How?
Like a queen bee.
Like a queen bee, what?
With a big stinger.
Okay, that's the stinger?
Yeah.
Okay, I can go with that. Big fat queen bee. Yeah, that's fine. I've got no problem with that. And now the dog's crying because she wants attention. Okay. So it's got these little guns here, which are... Yeah, I'll get into those when we get most of the robot mode. It's got a little gun moulded in there, which I always forget about. So if he's shooting at people, it's always coming from down here. But there is one there. It's got this big gun here with little... I think they're supposed to be missiles moulded in. Probably because the Blitzwing had them. Don't know. And the big cannon there that's actually got a hole in it. Probably for a blast effect or some rubbish. It's got these two big engines up here. This venting that could possibly be an engine there. The face. Hi. This could be an engine, I guess, if you wanted it to be. These bits in here, which are either really small missiles or engines or whatever else you want them to be. And then some hands. Calm down. He's playing a game. He's just jumped out of his pants. And some hands. It's a really weird design. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be further in. I can't remember. I transformed it like half asleep last time I transformed it. So it's a really, really funky design. Really weird, really strange. And it's got a very Earth-style cockpit because Blitzwing's got a very Earth-style cockpit. So, you know. And it's got these little black pieces here. Now, I don't know if they're left over from the Blitzwing original design, but you can sort of pull them out and they go to there. And this one doesn't stop on its own. You have to tell it where to stop. You can get to there. And they don't do anything in either mode. They just kind of do that and sit there. So, just thought I'd point out that they don't do anything in this mode. But it's a weird one. It is very strange. And I think it probably looked better on, you know, in the design before they actually made it. But it's different. I can't fault them for having different. And it sits basically on this flat piece here with this little nudge and these bits at the back and kind of the tips of the wing. but it can be very back heavy. It's fine. It's all right. It's a strange design. Not everyone's cup of tea, but it's cool. Oh, and the way it transforms. This tail fin is always kind of slightly off kilter. I don't know if it's just my one or if it's the same on everyone's, but it's fine. Are these supposed to be extra guns up here? These little molded details? I don't know. But let's give you some size comparisons. So we're going to have Waspinator, Kingdom Waspinator, also given by Balucious. Yay! And possibly a slightly more fair comparison because it's also a Cybertronian plane of the Voyager scale. Kingdom Cyclonus. I was going to say Skywarp. So Thrust, you know what? He's probably similar kind of size wide. Not that dissimilar long, considering he's got this little bit sticking out the back and his nose cone. And he's way chunkier. So, plastic value, you're probably getting your money's worth out of that, but this is all style all the time. Let's move that one out of the way. Okay, you can go over here. Aha. Okay, so I suppose we should transform it. So step 1, collect underpants. Step 2, step 3, profit. Anyway, no, let's not go to that one. Okay, how do we do this again? Right. Okay. So first we're going to do the bit that I'm not a huge fan of. That it works, but it's a bit which is this whole assembly up here. So what you need to do is split these pieces that just sort of crisscross and tab into each other. Just separate this, fold it back, and push it back so it sort of clicks into place. Okay. Then you need to get these pieces down here and try and get those to fold over into place. Come on. Come on. Using the wrong hand here. Try and get hold of the edge of it. Will you stop jumping while you're playing your game? Right, okay. I don't always play. You're playing Doom, aren't you? The original Doom. Shouldn't be playing that, he's too young, but, you know. Right, okay. We got these. And now what we're going to do is we're going to wriggle this section so it pops loose. There are, see these big tabs sticking out here on each side? There's a groove there on each side that these lock into. And this, I don't think, goes further. Does it go further? No, because then it won't lock into place because that's in the way. I don't remember. Or does it go like that? Give me a second. I'm going to play with it a bit now. I can't remember. I honestly can't. There's tolerances on things, and you need to just be like, okay, well, I'll just move that out of the way a little bit. You know, I'll do this, I'll do that, and then we'll get it to about there somewhere, and it should lock in again. There you go. So, sure. Anyway, we're getting those loose, and this all hinges on that screw in there. All this. Okay, we're gonna pop the gun loose by wiggling it loose there and possibly folding that forward. There's this split mushroom peg here that this piece hinges on. This is attached by these little slots there going onto little tabs here, and this giant tab here going to that big slot there. So I'll take this, put it to one side. Now we might as well just do this piece and get it done. So we're going to fold the wings up out of the way so they don't get in the way of this. We can get these pieces with the hands, just fold them through. Try not to move things around too much. Then on this hinge, we're going to rotate this around and lock it into place. Do the same there, rotate it around, lock it into place. Turn this around, so all the silvery bits on the inside. Flip out the hand and rotate it so it's pointing towards the front of the plane. Whether this is going to get in the way or if I'm doing things out of kilter, I don't know, but I'm letting you know that's what we're doing. So rotate it down, turn that around, and flip out the hand. Okie pokey. Alright, there we go. The arms are done. Yeah, okay. Alright, okay. Alright. Quite structurally important is we split this piece here. And we fold it out to the sides for now. This will allow us to fold the nose cone under, and getting this to release can be a bit of a fight because it holds. Bless it, it holds. Fold this all the way underneath. Okay? And now we can close this back up, you might have to move these around a little bit to close around the tip of the nose cone. Okay, and we're going to fold that back a bit. I'm going to rotate this whole piece again on that screw there, this hinge, rotate the whole piece through. The dogs decide to play, and where are they playing? Right underneath the table where I'm recording, because of course they are. And to do this, you might have to move this out of the way a little bit just to accommodate this moving through. Rotate it through, make sure the wings don't catch on these, which they do a little bit, so just wriggle them through. Push it all through, get to about there, and this comes down and there's a slot in there that grips around this and it locks it together nicely. There you go, locked in. And now we get to the legs. Okay, so we can wiggle this, separate this piece here, get it done. Fold, well, we'll rotate the thighs up here, disconnect this tab, fold it inside here, bring out the foot, and close this one into the leg, and it tabs into place there. That's a leg. That's quite cool. I'll give them that. That's quite cool. This one, a little bit more finicky because it's got this piece, but effectively the same. So we'll rotate out the toe, disconnect that piece if it isn't already, rotate it into there, bring it round so that this tab here goes into that slot there. And it's got lovely little arm holders in there to say it's the right leg. Isn't that cool? I think this has probably got an L, it doesn't matter. Rotate this through. Oh, that's got a little R too. Ah, aren't we stupid? Rotate that in there, fold up this bottom little tail fin, and fold it onto the back. And those are the legs done. Okay, so all we got to do now is the wings and tidy it up, and we're done. Okay. So, we're going to get this off here, and it's a little flat tab here that goes into that slot. We're going to get from the tab there, and using this peg it into that hole there. And you can do it whichever way you like, but I just like to leave it parallel with this line. Personal preference. We're going to fold this part of the wing on the big hinge underneath, and it will tab into the back of this one. Rotate this around, fold it up, and on this big pin, fold that up. And that is one of the wings done. Okay, so let's do it again. We're going to take that off there, plug it into there, fold this around because there's a big green tab here, fold it under, tab it in, rotate it around, fold up, and there we have, and just in case this is hanging out, for now you can just shove it in there and it kind of looks like a little bit of a vent or thruster or something. There we have Studio Series Thrust in robot mode, and I'm going to adjust the camera because he's a little bit bigger than I thought he was going to be on camera. And he's pretty. I can't deny it. He's very pretty. Super, super pretty. He looks fantastic. If this was the correct colours, I think this was the Blitzwing from the film, because he looks stunning. I mean, he's got that kind of skinny body and stuff that the movie-verse figures, at least the Bumblebee ones, have. There's no real kibble. Like, the wings aren't kibble, they don't count. So, you know, it's cool. There's this little thing again where you can just bring these out a little bit. This is the one that doesn't. Right, okay, that's the one that stops on its own. This is the one. No, that's the one that stops on its own. That one I've just stopped in the right place. Well done, me. So I don't know, do they just break this up a little bit? It's very much a stylized thing. Like this can wiggle back in two. For no particular reason, as far as I can tell, other than it might give a bit more space to the waist. Because, yeah, through all that, they've still managed to work in a little bit of waist rotation. Not a lot, but it is there. Universal hinge, swivel, which rotates all the way down to here, which I think is a really neat way of filling up the space. That's cool. Slightly more than 90-degree knee bend. Foot wiggles like that, and we'll go all the way to there. Ridiculous. More than you need. Arms would do a 360, but the wings are in the way. I mean, you can try and fold the wings further back, but I really don't want to risk it. We'll go out to there. We'll bend over 90 degree, swivel all the way around. Again, nice filling of the space. We approve of that. Nothing at the wrists other than you can go ooh, a bit ooh. But it's fine. Head, I think, is on a ball joint, but it's quite heavily buried in this little cowl hood piece. But it is very pretty. Not going to lie, quite pretty. I mean, maybe a little bit of black ink or something just to highlight the details, but forget it, it doesn't matter. Okay. Now we get onto the accessories. And he comes with this piece. Haha. It's a big gun, clearly. And you can get him to put it in his hand. Go in the hand. Don't mess me around. Come on. Why aren't you going in there? Why miss it? There you go. He gets to go in his hand. Just. The way it's designed, it's like if you try and push it all the way into the hand, it kind of tilts it down. It's like it doesn't quite want to go where it wants to go. You know, like with Cyclonus here, they actually molded the gun to go around his wrist. This, it's like the gun was an afterthought. You know, like they just needed it to be structural in the vehicle mode, and yeah. So, not really a huge fan of that, but, you know, it's fine. There's not, as far as I'm aware, strictly weapon storage officially, but there's this piece. So you just fold this out, plug that onto there, make sure it's on properly, there you go, and just lean it back to the back of the head. It's fine. But at least he's got his little null rays. So what you do is you can pop those off and you just plug them into the... Okay, well, they don't plug into the shoulder. So clearly they'll plug into this giant empty space in the arm. We'll plug them into... They don't go into the arms. There's a giant empty space there that they could have just left a little hole in. Little dent. Because these aren't the world's longest pegs. Just little... And I could have had null rays on the arms. But there isn't. This is my one real I do not like of this figure. Sadly. Otherwise, I'm quite a fan. But that little... Because the only other thing you do is ever so gently, because like I say, these are not long pegs. Just about get him to grip in his hands. They actually hold slightly better than this thing. But how intimidating is that? That's not exactly threatening, is it? If they're built into the arms, that'd be fine. But no. And I am not taking a drill to this to try and make my own holes. No. That aside, stunning. Not gonna lie, this is gorgeous. Really nice figure. It's not something I ever thought I was going to get because, you know, even now I think these things are still way expensive. So I'd never bought it for myself. I would never have done that. So getting it from Balucious is just like mind-blowing. And he's cool. Frankly, he's really cool. Until you go to read the TF wiki about him, because I'm like, okay, well, he's called Thrust, but he isn't the G1 Thrust. I need to read up about the character. So I went and had a look. If you like this figure, don't read the TF wiki on him. Because they go, okay, well, he's the head of the Decepticon Seekers and stuff. You know, the flight, he's like the air commander of all the Decepticons. Oh, he's really great. And he's great when he's telling other people to go and fight things. But not so much when he has to do it because he's an absolute coward. Kind of takes the shine off him a little bit. It's like, oh, so he's a wet your pants scaredy baby. Not very good, is it? You know what I forgot to do? He's sitting right there. I might as well ask. How's that look to you?
Good.
Yeah?
But there could be little things that could be fixed with it.
Like what?
Like little balls at the feet.
Little balls at the feet? What do you mean?
Little
What, do you not like these things?
I don't.
These little sort of, I don't know, headlights or whatever they are on the toes? No?
They look weird.
Yeah? Anything else you're not a fan of?
the hand shape.
You don't like the hand shape. Do you prefer closed fists rather than open hands?
No, I mean like closed hands that have like little holes in them.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they did that because apparently the closed hands were boring and possibly too aggressive, so they started having them open. I don't know why. Kind of like the thrusters being legs so he can fly, but again, little bit limited to the vehicle mode, but still. The point is, he looks awesome. He does. Like I said, little things. You know, my son's personal taste, he doesn't like those things. He's not a fan of the hands. Personal preferences. That's absolutely fine. No problem at all. Like this mushy pea green. Takes a bit of getting used to, but, you know, it's fine. It's okay. Seekers come in every colour of the rainbow. They are the most inclusive of all Decepticons. But I suppose we should get size comparisons. So, because I also got him from Balucious at the exact same time, here's Kingdom Fossilizer's Wingfinger. And Wingfinger is a very tall deluxe. And he's not as tall as Thrust here. Right? And just in case you haven't got this one, here's Kingdom Pipes. To be fair, as far as Voyagers go, he makes up for the value. He does. I could transform Cyclonus, but I can't be bothered. So let me just put Cyclonus there for you. For some sort of vague idea of how big he is, if you haven't got him. And Waspinator, just because he's awesome. Waspinator. So yes, Bumblebee movie thrust. If you love this design, if you love this colour, if you've got the Starscream and anyone else or whatever, go hunt him down, find him, he's great, don't get me wrong. If you haven't got any of these molds and you're not 100% sold on him, try and find him on sale. Don't just buy him while you can, whatever price they're asking. I'd advise anyone to find him on sale, but you know what I mean? Just go try and find him, kind of, you know, pinch those pennies a little. But, yeah, it's, he's good. He's very good. He feels very nice. He's very solid. The legs feel great. The body feels great. The wings are a little bit floppy. You know, like you move them around a little bit because of all the extra hinges. Like, you go, oh, I'm going to move around, and then it ends up like that. Ends up like that. If that's your personal preference, you can do that, but it's a bit, And these will move around as you're touching him. And again, not the world's biggest peg, and they'll fall off. It's a shame, just a hole. That's all they had to do. But other than that, he's gorgeous. He is. I'm not going to... So thank you very much, Mr. Balucious. I don't know if this is complaining or anything like that. To be fair, I complained a lot about this one, so, you know. Sorry. He's interesting, but if you get him on camera, you got to be honest, haven't you? And Waspy, bless his little socks. So yes, this is video 601, showing appreciation for a figure that I was gifted by a viewer. And in a bit, I'm going to go and do video 600 because I'm clever like that. So, I should be ugly, I should be wretched, and I shall see all of you in the next one. Bye!